Trying to throw together a better nest box situation for these hens. Hash it out with some scrap wood. See, they're all inspecting my work here. Fowler curious, and so I'm trying to feel this out with scrap wood here. I took a break for lunch, right? And look, they're all just hanging out up here. So now I gotta figure a way to put walls and make it so these hens can get up there comfortably, and I don't really want to extend it. So I gotta feel out if they can land on this. If I put some walls up, you know. And anyway, just sharing some of the thought process, but I think this stuff is curious. You know, I leave and they want to check it out. They got a new platform to look at. Well, I gotta split it down the center and try to, like, you know what I mean, make two compartments and put walls on it, and then figure out, can the hens still get up in there, and then have clutches be separate. I have to have walls. Like, I'm just getting scrap and just trying to feel out, like, how I want to go about this. You know, for example, I could do something like that and then inset it so chicks and eggs can just stay in a corner, put walls up, and then maybe if I have to, extend like a little perch, a roost, so the hens can easily dip down in there. They would immediately love this. And this just happens to be beveled like that from just an old scrap piece of wood. So I looked at it and I was like, yeah, I might as well just go with that. And, you know, because I don't necessarily want anything getting up here. But then again, I could just square this off. You know, I could do something like this and make it even lower. Check that out. You know what I mean? And that looks like it just fits pretty good. And that's just from the barn, grabbing a piece, and I squared off the bottom and cut. And anyway, this is kind of like the thought process. If I did two boards like this, let's say, it's pretty much done. You get the idea. But then how much is not enough for them to roost and be able to fly up here comfortably? So I got to figure that part out. Maybe make this a little shorter, for example. So I'm just trying to feel that out. You know what I mean? Maybe a shorter piece right here. So one can easily come up here. But yeah, just sharing some of my thought process for now. All right, so I decided to put this on the side of that little, we'll call it that elevated platform there, making this nest box. This is going to be the outside. And I struck my line. I'm just doing real simple, basic stuff with a pencil, right? I struck my line. That's the top of the floor. And then I traced the whole entire piece onto a similar scrap, a cutoff that already has like a similar edge to it. I'm just trying to throw this together as quick as possible. Not really using a tape measure, just feeling it out and sticking with the same angle. That's my template. But this one's gonna go on top of the floor and be the partition between the two nest boxes. So I gotta make it, you know, I gotta make it this, that height right there. But I'm just trying to, I don't know if this would, I don't know how other people do their stuff on the fly, but you can use a tape measure and make it real complicated. Or you can just start tracing stuff that you already picked out of the template. It looks good to eye. I can put a roof on that, and it's beveled. And so anyway, I'm just trying to share some of my process here. I'm gonna rip this up and then get it to the correct height, and then dry fit it, and that'll be the two walls, and pretty much that's it. And then I can put something in the front and then put a roof on it, and I got two nest box ready to go. New boxes for the hens. All right, so after using my template to cut this piece, if I put this on the side, and that angle just happened to work from a board that I had laying around, anyway, I'm just feeling this out. So I set that back, put it up against this one, struck that line, and I might even make this board shorter in the center so that the hens have something to land on fully in this front. They don't need a big space. They just need to be able to get in there and get comfortable and lay their eggs. And then I want the two nest boxes to be completely separate. I don't want the ability for eggs or chicks to be interexchanged or hop it over, nothing like that. I want the hens to have to completely come out and exit theirs to go into another and vice versa. I want them as different as possible that way. So multiple hens, you say you got full sisters, they can differentiate more easily. Anyway, I'm gonna dry fit this. Just wanted to show people what I'm doing and talk about it real quick. All right, so as I'm standing here just thinking, this little hen just jumped right up here comfortably. So if I inset this, I got a 15-inch mark. I want at least 15 inches deep, which is maybe that's overkill, but I want them to have a landing platform, right? So if I cut this back, this board back, and then put something across the front, and then I'll figure out the top, I think that'll be enough for these hens to comfortably come and go. But I'm telling you, you do something little like this, and I waited too long to build something like this in this coop. But little by little, all you can do is just try to find your standard and chip away at it. Life is crazy, right? But as soon as I built this, these hens are going to have an uptick in productivity, and they're going to feel a lot better, and they're going to go broody. And they're not even hens yet. They're not even 12 months old yet. These are pullets. They can't wait to start laying. Watch. I'll fix this up, and they'll be laying eggs, and I'll be hatching their chicks before too long, in my opinion, just from observing them. Yeah, they'll really like this. All right, so I put this outside wall up. I cut this to be 15 inches. Because I want the hens to be able to have room to get up here. I might have to put something out here, like a roost or something. But we'll see if I cover this with a board. And then I might even extend this, bring this up with a 2x to bring this higher. And then I'll put some kind of little ceiling on it, a little roof. And the hens hopefully can land up here comfortably and then be separate and tucked down in there. So that's just what I was feeling at right there. Build it in place. So see what I'm saying? Now when I put something in the front and a board on the top, at a certain point it might be too much. And they might not be able to just get up there like that. Right now she had the ability to flap all the way up to, the front of it. So I'm going to try to bring this higher with some 2x. And I was just feeling this out, right? I just grabbed something from the barn that looked like it worked, and I went with it. So now I'm going to bring this higher and see how far I can come, but definitely have a barrier like this. I'm going to get an old board because I don't want eggs or chicks to be able to just jump out. Picture like dawn, May, you know what I mean? Hypothermia, boom, just like that. And you'll lose a clutch. So I want them to be able to be contained in there until I get them out. Now you can see they immediately are going to love this. So she just laid an egg as I'm doing this. Just goes to show how much I really want a quiet little nest. Anyway. Let's see how this goes. There's some real simple measurements I can keep adjusting, but I'm just trying to conform to the framing of this coop already as it is, so I gotta make some weird cuts. So I put this up here like a shim to pick it up a little bit, and I could have made it taller to avoid this shenanigans, but I decided to go with it. And I'm hoping they can fly right up there. They got their quiet little nest boxes, respective, different, hopefully they like it. I don't really want the cock to go in there. I just want the hens to feel comfortable and come and go as they please. But yeah, that's kind of me working with the framing that's already there and using scrap material. Now I gotta see if the hens can get in and out of there easily enough. Might have to put a 2x or something to extend this. Otherwise, this isn't being used, this little corner, there's space in here. You know, I don't need it. You know, they don't occupy it, they roost over here, so I should have done this a long time ago. We'll see if they like it. I might put a 2x4 broadside right in the front just to extend that platform maybe so it's easier, but I hope that they come and go freely and lay eggs in there, and they probably will. I might have to adjust. We'll see.